And then I said that New York was number one and then New Jersey was number two. And the reason I said that is because a lot of the New York workforce lives in New Jersey. So you go to work in the morning, you contract this disease with contact and whatnot.
My dad worked in New York but lived in New Jersey since we moved out of New York.
Everybody does that, okay? So they come over here to the suburbs, and now you're bringing that shit into New Jersey from New York, and now everybody's getting infected, And then obviously you have the people in New Jersey where they don't give a shit, and they're like, hey, infringing my rights, I'm going to go out and do this and this. And then you have the normal people that are like, fuck it. Might as well just go with the flow.
Well, what we know now, and I got to admit, okay, when I say we, I mean what you're hearing publicly from the so-called experts and everybody else. From what we know now, if we hadn't known what we know now in the very beginning, we made huge mistakes, okay, in a lot of areas.
Now you're talking just state governments.
No, I'm talking about even federally. Okay. If what I'm trying to say is this, I think if the president knew when it started what he knows today, he would not have shut down the economy. There would have been no need. Okay. Now, personally, I think getting all the advice he may have been getting from all the so-called medical experts, since they didn't know what they were doing, it was kind of a good move to do what he did from the beginning to try to keep this thing down as low as possible.
Now you're talking about the ban?
As they learn more and more, like you can see now, the president has already been saying it's time to get back into things and phasing in and doing this. And really, it comes down to your Democratic governors who are the most resistant to it for like the most asinine reasons I've heard, especially that witch in Michigan, Whitmer.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they call her, Witchy Whitmer.
And isn't she also trying to get on?
She wants to be on Biden's ticket. She wants to be the VP.
The VP, the VP, because they're trying to say go with a female or go with a female of color, so to say.
Right.
In order to win, I guess. I don't know. In order to get votes. Listen, between any party, it's all about the vote. They really don't give a shit about anybody except themselves. And I want to say both parties, I mean, listen, Trump himself may care about the people, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Does the party?
The party? I don't know.
You know what I mean? Do the people of the party care? Like everybody under him, so to say, in the Senate and the House and all that stuff, do they care about the people? Listen, it's real obviously, like I'm going to be neutral about it, but you got to call it as you see it. The Democrats, I feel, don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. And if shit doesn't go their way, it's like, they shun it. If it's something amazing for the citizens, they're like, oh, fuck the citizens. Let's give the benefits to the illegals, you know what I mean? Or make the citizens and the middle class work for everything for everybody else. So it's like the middle class is just, they're riding them like donkeys, man, and they work for the benefits of everybody else except themselves. That's how I see it. I mean, the Republicans now under Trump, a little bit different. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, there's people that are like him that do different things. And there's a lot of things I disagree with him about. And there's a lot of things I agree with him about. But you gotta make your own choice. Who is the, best and the worst person, say, to vote in, especially with this upcoming elections, as far as pros and cons. And I'm sorry to say, I don't think it's Biden.
Right. Well, let me put it to you this way, because I've been around probably for, I think, several more presidents than you have been around.
Yeah, definitely.
My feeling was always that when you get to national level, okay, with your Senate, your House of Representatives, and the presidential races, aside from the president, who I always viewed as somebody who would kind of play both sides of the fence, whatever suited him, I always believed that there was no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. I always believed that they were all the same crooks once they got to that level.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it has to be.
What I used to believe is that your local elections and even your state elections made more difference to you.
Well, that's what I said. Yeah, definitely. Like when people complain about, say, Trump or whoever's the president, that really doesn't affect you in your state as much as you think it does. It's like we have Murphy, right? Governor Murphy here in Jersey. That guy and his policies is what makes us or breaks us.
Exactly.
You know, like what Trump does with fucking China or Israel or whoever else. It really doesn't bother us. I mean, I like the fact that we stopped giving money to other fucking countries. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's
But you also
in your
got to think about he decreased our federal taxes.
yeah.
He reduced regulation to allow manufacturing in different industries to come back alive.
Oh, big
Okay.
time, yeah. And he opened up things that
If it
everybody else
wasn't for our
closed.
moron politicians in New Jersey. New Jersey used to be a pretty big manufacturing hub, if you probably recall. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember a little sign on the bridge with Trenton makes the world takes?
Yeah. Not anymore.
And not anymore.
Yeah. Well, listen. Why would you? Because the taxes here are so fucking high.
And whose fault is that? That ain't Trump's fault.
That's not Trump's fault. No, that's the local Democratic government. Like I said, listen. Working in a small business and whatnot, the government, at least my government here in my state, I wake up in the morning and they get out of bed with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're partners with you in especially small business.
Their hand is in your pocket.
Yes.
Is what it is.
Have you ever seen that Burger King commercial where you wake up with the breakfast with the king? That's the government, man. As soon as you get out of bed, they're waiting there with the breakfast. They're like, make that money for me.
No, but the whole point I was trying to make about the difference with that is, I'm going to say the shutting down the economy and all of that, I understand it because of the unknown factor of this virus, okay? But the more they learned and the more they know about it, and the numbers all bear it out, these morons, especially the Democratic morons, okay, I'll put it that way, of the morons, the Democratic morons especially, there's no rhyme or reason to the horse shit they're doing. It doesn't make sense. It's counterproductive. The truth of the matter is, if you look at all the stats, okay, they've already shown that locking people up indoors was probably worse than if we'd have let everybody walk around with masks on.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, in the beginning, they did say, that guy Fauci, don't wear a mask. It's the worst thing you could do is wear a mask. Now, obviously, common sense would dictate that they are saying that so that way people don't go out like maniacs and buy up all the masks, which they fucking did anyway. You know what I mean? Because obviously they wanted to keep the masks for the essential workers, which are healthcare workers. Not that I'm saying that they're not, but I'm saying that, then somewhere between March and April something, obviously masks got depleted. And you had a fight to get a mask for, say, a hospital, and then donations and whatnot, and then you have Cuomo hiding shit, and then he brings it out, or he got found or whatnot. But it all comes down to what we know about this virus and what we don't. And like I tell everybody, why I haven't been to work really is because I'm gambling 50-50. If I go in, you know what I mean? Hey, if I get this, I could die. I don't know much about it. Nobody can tell me much about it. So personally, having a family, kids and whatnot, I'd rather stay home, collect my unemployment, spend time with my kids and family, and just stay safe. Now, until they're out and they're like, hey, listen, it's a whole big bullshit. We don't know what the fuck it is, or we know what it is. And then they tell us you can go out. If you get it, it's either worse or less than the flu. But a lot of people are dying with underlying issues. Now, if you don't have an underlying issue, does it affect you as much?
See, what you're talking about right there is making a choice.
Yeah, you make the choice. So they should give the choice to the people is what I'm saying.
Right, and they're not doing it. Mostly the moron Democrat people running are not giving the people the choice. You look at the Republican states, okay, that would have Republican governors that are calling the shots there.
Is Georgia a Republican?
Georgia, yeah, that's Republican.
And I think they have zero, right? They opened up or slow open up, and they have 0 fatalities from the virus.
It was low, but it was weird because people don't always pay attention, or they pay attention to the wrong thing.
Well,
as far as I'm concerned,
Facebook news.
Anybody who's getting their news from CNN, MSNBC, or some of the other mainstream left-leaning media, they ain't getting any news. They're getting spin on everything because they don't actually watch the numbers.